Hey, yo. Y'all know what it is. Z-King Fight News. Canelo Alvarez trying to make history. Going up to light heavyweight, taking on Sergey Kovalev. No catch weight. And let's talk about it, man. Is he doing the same thing Bernard Hopkins did when he stepped up to face Antonio Tarver? How historic is this? And does it put Canelo Alvarez atop the pound-for-pound list? It's Z-King Fight News, man. We got more on this. And we got more on this. Y'all know what it is. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, let's talk about it, man. So Canelo Alvarez is moving up to face Sergey Kovalev, man. Took shots at Gennady Golovkin. He said he's done with Golovkin. He wants no parts of Golovkin anymore. The dude's a hoe. You know. And, hey, you know, Golovkin did what he did. You know, he really don't want to take an L. You know, if you ask him, he thought he won both fights. Even though he got that L on his record. But when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, this is a big fucking fight. This is a chance to solidify his legacy. Light heavyweight, and this is, you know, oddly enough, Kovalev's in a division with 4 champions, if I'm not mistaken. Right? You got Sergey Kovalev. You got fucking Dmitry Bivol. You got, Better Biev, right? Better Biev is out there, and y'all know who else is out there. Marcus Brown is out there. Sir Marcus Brown now has I think a vacant belt. He had a vacant belt. And there's Alexander Volstik with the title. That's 5 fucking champions. Alexander Volstik. So Sergey Kovalev, you know, albeit probably one of the top guys, he seems to be the one that is most marketable, considering he went in there against Andre Ward. You know, that did raise his profile after the first fight. Then he took a huge L to Andre Ward the second time. Took another huge L against Olivier Alvarez, getting knocked out. Came right back, though, and he got his win back. He got that win right back, and he beat Olivier Alvarez, showing boxing skills, showing some ability. And if Canelo Alvarez comes out of this one with that title, people are going to be talking. I'm telling you right now, people are going to be talking about Canelo Alvarez as the number 1 guy in the sport and on the pound-for-pound list. And it's going to be hard to disagree. Against an established guy, beat some of the top guys at 54, pretty much unified championships at middleweights. You know, we could be sticklers, say he didn't go for undisputed. We could absolutely do that. And he didn't. But if he steps up to 175, and I'm not even going to talk about Rocky Fielding, man, because that doesn't even need to be talked about. that does not need to be talked about. You know, that was just some bonus belt giveaway shit. But if he steps up to 175 to face Sergey Kovalev, and he beats his ass, the same guy that beat up on Hopkins, man, that would be incredible. The same guy that took a beating from Anthony Yarde and then knocked him out with a fucking jab, man. Sergey Kovalev is a beast. No question about it. Sergey Kovalev is a beast. If Kovalev takes him out, man, he's gonna get hella credit for it, man. And I can't knock him. To me, that puts Canelo Alvarez number 2, number 1, pound for pound. No doubt about it. He's gonna shoot up to that pound for pound list. And I'll keep it real. When Hopkins beat up on Antonio Tarver, I say, you know what? Hopkins got to be number 2 or number 1 pound for pound. Right? It was just such an epic achievement that has never been done in the sport up until that point. And that's a big jump. 160 to 175 is a huge jump. So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Canelo Alvarez's legacy will be on that level of Hopkins stepping up to face Antonio Tarver? I know the real difference is Hopkins was undisputed. It was Bernard Hopkins that did that after being undisputed and then dropping the belts to Jermaine Taylor in a very controversial fight. Second fight happened. Another somewhat controversial fight. But Taylor beat him twice. Then Hopkins said, I'm moving on. I'm going to face the top guy in the next weight division up top. And he did. But he skipped 168 and he went straight for Antonio Tarver. And you know there's a backstory behind that. At that point in time, Antonio Tarver was doing a Rocky movie. If y'all remember that Rocky movie, it wasn't so good. but that was like the return of Rocky. So I'm sure a lot of boxing fans tuned into that shit. And Antonio Tarver was playing a heavyweight fighter. I forget his name. He's playing a heavyweight. He's taking on Rocky. Antonio Tarver had to gain weight for that role. So he had to blow up in weight. He went up to 200 pounds. Then when he had to fight Bernard Hopkins, he actually had to drop the weight. His whole training camp was him losing weight. So it was a battle for Tarver. He made the weight. And I had already picked Hopkins going into that fight, but that only solidified it. And Hopkins went in there and beat on a dry tie. Tarver was not the same Antonio Tarver that fought Glenn Johnson, that fought Roy Jones. He wasn't the same guy, and he got his ass whooped. Up and down the ring. Got his ass whooped. So, a lot of people think Kovalev is over the hill, but he still beat up on Anthony Yarde for most of that fight. Close fight, but he beat him up for most of that fight. Anthony Yarde showed heart. He went after it, but Kovalev was out of his league. But for a Canelo Alvarez, who's a composed body puncher, he's got an underrated defense, and he can fight, a lot of people are picking Canelo into this one. And this is going to be a very highly anticipated fight. I know it's on the same day as the UFC, but I don't really give a shit, because I'm going to tune into this one. This is where it's at right here. So let me know what you guys think. Itzy King Fight News, man. Smash the like button. What do you guys think about Hopkins basically saying, hey, Canelo making history with this one? And this kid's something special. Think Canelo Alvarez is a special fighter? Think he's going to be number 1 pound for pound if he beats Sergey Kovalev? Or do you think he's going to lose to Kovalev? What do you guys think? Itzy King Fight News. And we gone. Peace.